Alright, so we are watching our boy, Nboy56, who's currently playing Bastion on Junkertown. Yo, Waking Forest, thanks so much for the love, brother.
Nice.
Nice indeed. Yeah, so the team comps in question right now is Bastion, Roadhog, Hanzo, Zen, and whoever the fuck that is. And then we have Kiriko, Anna, Ash, Widow, and Ryan. At first glance, unfortunately, the enemy team comp is slightly better. But we'll see how this one unfolds.
But to be left alone.
So chat, hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a better idea of how I'm looking at like the channel point reward, which is like essentially free coaching, right? And to me personally, I think it's fair, right? I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I just think it's very fair. The system we have in place is fair. That's how I say it. That's how I see it, and I don't feel the need to change it. That I don't want to be a dick about it. I just, that's how I see it. And if you disagree, it is what it is, but I'm not going to change it.
I aim to devastate. 5, 4,
all right,
3,
let's take a look.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Good peeking. Now you know where she is.
Let's see who will be next.
The patience.
The payload is on its way.
Almost. Nice shot.
Distance is no obstacle to my
Good to hold that angle. Yep, now move. I like going far left here. Okay, you are going left. Okay, good. Yep, jump over here. You know I always do that. Take a left side angle. This is good. Okay, Cole is dead. You're basically free to freeform here. You just need to hit your shots. Yep. That's perfect. You have all the time in the world to let the enemy walk into your crosshair. Might as well do it and guarantee some hits. Good pressure on the Ash. Yep, hold the angle. You have nothing to worry about.
You can hide.
I would almost even go even further left here to take an even more aggressive angle on the left side, but this works too. Be careful of re-peeking a Hanzo. Okay, well, your ball is a lore accurate ball player, that's for sure, or name accurate, should I say. Almost. Okay, now we've been standing at the same angle for a very, very long time here.
No one can hide
So,
from my sight.
now, when I give tips to people, especially hitscan players, I kind of want to give you guys an idea of how I give these tips, right? So, while we did see some value, right? We got the Ana, we ended up getting some more kills. The reality of the situation is that you overstayed your welcome. The Hanzo knew where you were. If this Hanzo player was slightly a better player, he probably would have got you by now. The reality is, this works in this rank, and that's all good and dandy, but I'm not here to make you the master of whatever rank you're in. I'm here to make you a better player overall. Overstaying your welcome like this is going to absolutely get you punished at a higher rank, and once you start climbing, this is something that's going to shock you. So try and always get into the habit of getting into a little bit more of an aggressive positioning, because right now, your entire team has the point. All they have to do is fall down and basically touch the point. That gives you an opening to take a more of aggressive position, because they either are left with two choices, right? One, they focus you, they don't touch the payload. Or two, they touch the payload and they leave you wide open to use fucking dink heads, right? We did get the Ana, not a bad pick. I would have loved if you took a left side angle more over here, because this applies way more pressure. I understand why you play here, because it feels safe. But the reality is, taking a left side angle right here stops the Hanzo from basically moving to the left side of the staircase. It stops him from pushing you, and it also stops the Ash from getting up on the staircases right here and taking an aggressive position. Because right now, they are in control. And this is something that you could have prevented if you took a more of an aggressive angle. So I kind of just want to point that out. Yeah, we did get the Ana, but we didn't get the point. Do I play by the water tower? No, but around that angle. That's a good kill in the Hanzo. Okay, that Ryan just got sent to fucking Jupiter.
Marked by the dragon.
Ooh, close. So considering what they have as a team comp, what I like to do here, I always press tab when I jump up here. If they don't have ball or diva, I like to take this angle right here, right? So the reason why I do this is because I can scope and I can see underneath the vehicle what kind of enemy I'm dealing with and who's coming out. A lot of people don't expect this, but getting a pick here basically gives you more than half the entire point for free, right? That's why I like playing this angle right here, because you have nothing to worry about. As long as there's no ball, as long as there's no Hanzo, and there's no tracer, you can kind of just sit here and kind of just wait for them to come out. And then you can kind of like shoot, move backwards, shoot, move backwards, shoot, move backwards, right? And by the time you're done, you probably have... And by the time that you start shooting them and you move backwards, you probably have more than like 60% of your ultimate already, right? And then you can take a more of an aggressive angle, play here on the left side or whatever. It's all about like, you know, knowing when you can kind of stay up in the open and when you should move back. Playing like, you know, retroactively, aggressively is something that I very much enjoy doing in Widow. I don't play Widow as much anymore because I find her kind of boring because I played her a lot on the game's like launch. But I would play it like that. And then once they come out of high ground, I will take the left side angle right here on the low high ground here. But I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying that there's a lot more space that you can take here. Okay, so now we know that they have a Roadhog. That allows us to play slightly more aggressive. Now they don't have a shield, and they don't have a ball. They don't have anything that can go at you. So as long as we hit our shots here, we should be fine. Nice shot. We die for it though. Don't necessarily like the trade there. It's, in my opinion, unfavorable, but it's still a kill nonetheless. I mean, we're gonna die. We traded. This is the best outcome.
Push the payload.
Holy shit, I got a fart, but I don't trust my butthole right now. I actually do not trust my butthole. Ooh, okay. I'll teach you a small little trick. Before Widowmaker's ultimate was popped right here, what you could have done instead, you were here, you saw the Widow, you got away. If you grapple hook right here on this plate, it actually launches you above this barrier, and you can see over right here, right? So if you did this, the first thing you did when you came around the corner, you probably could have had a completely free kill on the Widow, but since he popped ultimate, it's good that you didn't. But this should not be understated. I get so many kills from doing this jump because no one knows that it happens.
Need a lift?
Oopa. Close.
No one can hide from my sight.
Gotta be careful with the enemy Widow. Yeah. She was high ground there. Okay, nice kills. Nice patience. That hog is gonna hook you now, isn't she? Oh, okay. Nice kill on the Ash. Good target priority.
Life protects life.
That fucking ultimate is just ultimate griefing, dude, I swear. Least useful fucking ultimate in the entire game, dude. All it does is body block your own team from getting kills. Oh, ho, ho, got a little bit lucky there.
That's better.
Ooh. Okay, they have Sombra now. Nice. So, chat, what is happening right now that our boy Enboy could be doing so much better on Widow? What is something that we could have done? We touched briefly on this, but I'm gonna allow chat to kind of figure it out by themselves. You know, a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of a quiz. What could we do better in this situation right now? Reposition, yes, but where? Where is the best position to go right now? Considering we know there's a Roadhog on the point. Take different angles. That is not incorrect, but where? Where are we going? High ground left side. That is correct. That is very, very correct. So, since we're not really focusing on the Roadhog on the point right now, and he's not really a threat to us because he's not pushing, you need to think a little bit more about how we can take space, right? So if you grapple hook right here, it's literally a 4v2 right now, right? And we're kind of standing up there, and we're kind of just shooting, you know, lobbing shots as the Roadhog is consistently just out healing our damage. Why don't we take a left side angle here? Take a peek there. Oh, there's nothing going on. And then right here, dude. A kill here solidifies the fight, right? You get a kill here, the fight's over, and you can push it in, right? You can just storm the Roadhog. But we've kind of spent like 30 seconds playing over there, and we've almost gotten hooked twice, almost died twice. I would rather, if you have good aim, which I feel like you do, like more decent than other Widowmakers that I watch, take a left side angle. Be a little bit more aggressive. If you're too scared to go up here on the left because you don't rely too much on your aim, okay, fair enough. But play left side here. Create more space. Take more space. Because this Roadhog is literally giving us the world. So we might as well fucking take it, right? I just want to point that out that, you know, your positioning isn't terrible, but we can do a lot better with what we got.
No one can hide from my
Nice kill.
sight.
Good positioning. Oh, almost. That's good. Bit of Widowmine in the middle, so she can't really traverse there. She has to go around.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Ah, almost. Close. Close again. Do not repeat.
The payload's
Don't like the repeat there, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, we got the kill on the Sen, not terrible, but you know, Widow versus Widow situation, never dry peek a corner that you just peeked. It's not ideal. If I'm the enemy Widow there, I'm licking my lips.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Chat, I'm trying to be educational here, and all you guys are talking about is Sen's robotic plank fucking ass dude, right? That is not a VoD vibe. That Sombra is an actual donut though.
Merci.
Good angle here. Ooh, almost. If you only knew his HP, dude. Gotta watch out on the right, because he has Hog Hook. See, again. Now, I'm pointing this out because it gets a little bit redundant, but like, you have to understand it from my perspective, right? If this is a higher ranked game, you have gotten hooked like 50 times over by this Hog, dude. That's all I'm saying. I don't mind you taking a more of an aggressive approach to try and get the Sen, but it's gotta be from the left side. You always gotta be mindful of where the Roadhog is versus where you're standing, right? We're lucky that this Roadhog has been sniffing glue the entire morning, and whatever brain cell he has left is just not enough to comprehend that you're literally standing right next to him. But the reality of the situation is we gotta play a little bit more safe with our positioning, right? I don't mind you trying to get the Sen. I really don't. But we got to do it from an angle where we know that we can't get hooked. And if he does go around and hooks you from, you know, your side of that fucking pillar that we're playing on, then fair enough. He's going to get punished for it. But right now, we got to be more mindful of where the Hog is versus where we're standing and taking pot shots at their supports, right? I don't mind you trying to go for the Sen. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is we got to be more mindful of where the tank positioning is versus where we're standing.
No one can hide from my sight.
Where would I play? I literally just told you, though. Chad, did I not say that? Did I not say where you can be standing? Did I not say left side pillar? Did I mute myself? You did? Okay, good. Yeah, no, yeah, you play left side pillar. Like, you gotta, like, the way you gotta think about it, right, is like how, okay, so picture this in your head. Okay, you want to kill the Sen. Okay, we know where the Sen is. He's hiding behind the pillar next to spawn. Okay, we know where he is. So how do we acquire this headshot? Well, we're not going to do it in front of a Roadhog, right? And we're definitely not going to do it when we're in the sightlines of a Roadhog hook to begin with. So we got to try and find an avenue to get that Sen kill, but not play in the vicinity of where the Roadhog is. Does that make sense? The reason why I'm saying this is because, yeah, you standing right in the open and just literally looking down your scope and making sure that the Sen can peek in front of the Roadhog and he's not hooking you, okay, fair enough. But that's not going to fly as you start ranking up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to fly once you start ranking up. Because right now, what I can see is that you do a lot of positional errors. You have good aim. And it feels like your aim is kind of carrying you a little bit. And that's not a bad thing inherently. It's just, aim is like 30% of this game. 50% is more like, you know, understanding positioning. And 30% I would say is around game knowledge, right? So, I'm trying to point it out that if you can get really solid positioning with this kind of aim, I wouldn't be surprised if you start ranking up. I mean, I know what your rank is, but the reality is we should never really dry peek corners when we know that we're in the sightlines of a Roadhog hook that can just grab you from high ground and then boom, you're dead, right? We need to play a little bit smarter than that. We need to play a little bit better. And in this particular case, if we knew that the Sen was playing where he was playing, left side angle, right here. Same kind of positioning that you were doing on the right side. The only difference is the Roadhog cannot get to you, even if he tried, right? And if you really, really want to do more, you can grapple hook over here on the right side, put a Widowmine on the opening right there to stop the Sunrock from just walking in for free, and now right here we have insane positioning, right? And no one can do anything against you. Who's going to stop you? The Sombra? Okay, you have a Widowmine over there. The Roadhog? He can't do anything, because all you need to do is wait for his hooks to be played, and you can start focusing him straight away. But playing right there in the open, that is not it. Positional errors, my dude. What rank would he hit if he fixes positional errors? Nice try, buddy. I'm not revealing anything. This is a prediction, Chad. You gotta figure out what rank this guy is. I'm not giving any clues.
The payload is approaching its
Apagando las luces.
Life protects life.
60 seconds.
That is a nice master headshot right there, though.
Into the iris.
This is god tier position. Oh. I guess we left the god tier positioning.
My train's gone. Find cover.
Yeah, you're dead.
30
It was alright.
seconds remaining.
Personally,
Nothing sadder than
I mean, we lost the fight. But personally, I feel like staying high ground there is the play.
Needs a cause.
IMO. I don't think you should leave high ground there. I don't know if you fell or maybe you got like knocked over or whatever, but we had grapple. I would have just gone back out.
10 seconds.
Okay, now we're playing soldier. Now we have a lot of sustained damage, but we have no burst. How do we utilize that? Oh my god. What the fuck, he just got destroyed. If you meleeed there, he would have died. If you meleeed Zenyatta there, you would have gotten the kill. This is something I find very interesting to an extent, though, is that a lot of people who play Overwatch really underestimate how strong melee in this game. Like, it's actually ridiculously strong. Chat, you need to melee more. Or I get fucking ragey! Bet now? Are people not betting? What's going on? There's some bets. There's definitely some bets. Chat, you have literally 30 seconds before the predictions end, so you gotta fucking send it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's ending.
I
Ready for
aim to
battle.
devastate.
Chad, do you guys remember the days of when we used to game on ball mouses? Do you guys remember that? And then the ball would get dirty, so you had to like take the ball out of the mouse, and then you put it in your mouth to suck on it a little bit, so it got clean, and then you put it back in, and it felt like way better. Yeah.
Our mission awaits us.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
5,
I love to take out the mouse ball to suck off the grip. Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
The bloodshed begins.
Nice. Good patience. I like that. I'm going to be paying attention to how you play this aggressively right now. Because obviously you're dipping their DPS. So I want to see how you handle this. Okay, good. Unlucky hitting the railing.
You're fine.
Chat will suck on your ball mouse, Kumas.
What? No. Good patience again. Nice patience. I like it. Oh. Suck on whose ball? There's ads? If there's ads, we wait for ads, okay? Ads are done. All right, pause it. 3, 2, 1. Uni, we're in sync. Okay, Tracer right there. Again, you gotta be a little bit careful. The Roadhog. Nice.
Admirez mon chef-d'œuvre.
Is that our people happy cleaning the floors? Nice patience. Nice. Is that a fucking people happy cleaning the chat floor?
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay, the Diva's only job now is to make sure that your life is hell. Yep, grapple hook right here. Oh, almost. Don't repeat the same angle. Okay, we got the kill. Okay, here's something we need to talk about. Now, you are winning these duels because your aim is better, right? What do you think would happen if I'm the enemy widow right there? See, this is something that we need to talk about, right? This has happened on multiple occasions. Just because it works in this rank doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work as you start ranking up, right? So we need to get this habit out of the way straight away. Never ever, for whatever reason, dry peek a corner that you just took a shot from, right? It is the easiest kill of a Widowmaker's life, is when you know that they're at a certain corner, right? All they need to do is just hold there and wait, right? If you walk into the crosshair, boom, you're dead. We need to get better at understanding how we should reposition ourselves as we take shots. A good habit to have, and a good thing in the back of your head, is that you need to understand that the higher rank you go, the more punish you will get for having bad positioning, right? And this is a great positional error. You are literally hard carried by the fact that your aim is god tier, right? Your aim is really, really sharp, and you're DPS diffing. But the reality is, if that Widowmaker is on the same level as you, you're a dead Widow. So what we need to understand is that a thing, almost like a rule that you should have in your head, is that once you've taken an angle and you've peaked it, sometimes, and I say sometimes, it's okay to go for a re-peak. But it's never okay to go for a dry peek, right? What is a dry peek? Well, a dry peek is when you walk around the corner, scoped in at the angle that you took a shot at. We never do that. That is a huge no-no. Instead, if you really, and I don't advise you do this, but if you really want to take the same angle again, we got to crouch, or we got to jump out of it, and sort of rely on our aim that way. And I don't recommend it. But if you want to take this angle again, you need to find a different location to do it from. A good rule of thumb is always this: if you're taking a shot from an angle, you find a different angle. You want to be unpredictable, right? You want to be sort of an annoying cunt. You want to be the player that you hate playing against, right? And the only way we're going to actually get from point A to point B doing that is by consistently having better positioning. So I know it feels kind of redundant that I'm pointing it out, but it's happened so many times this game that right now I'm not worried about your aim. Your aim is good. But I'm worried about your positioning. So that's why I'm trying to hammer it down for you so you can kind of see what I'm saying. Your knees your target. Actually, that is a good point. Sorry for pausing again. That is a very good point that Rainmaker brought up. You never ever want to make it easy, right? Chat, do we? Never ever do we want to make it easy for the enemy team, right? No matter who you're up against, no matter who you're playing against, no matter what kind of duel you're taking, We never ever want to be an easy target. Instead, we want to be frustrating, we want to be annoying, we want to be the absolute fucking cunt that we can be to just make it really hard on the enemy team to know that where the shot is coming from, right? And the better positioning that you have paired up with better aim, the more unstoppable you're going to get, right? So try and keep that in mind. Now we're ego peeking a little bit. That was an ego peek, right? That was 100% an ego peek.
Finally,
You're feeling
a
yourself a
worthy
little bit.
opponent.
Bechamel, halabam, halam, ja. Let me give you another really cool thing. So, you see what you did there? You use your grapple hook go from here to there. But you want to know a really cool thing? If your grapple hook up here, you can actually get over this wall momentarily and briefly. And this is once again a location that no one will ever look at, right? They're going to hear the grapple hook, but they're never ever going to assume that you're going to poke your little head over here and then shoot someone, right? This enemy widow is literally hard scoping this angle constantly. So when you know where she's at, you know she's going to be there. You can actually climb up here, right? And go up over here and boom. You see what I'm saying? Both there and there. I'm just pointing it out. Now, the enemy widow has walls, but I just want to point out that this is an angle that you should always try and abuse as much as possible. Get good at this. If you really want to practice it, you can probably go into a custom game and make sure that your grapple hook has 0 cooldown. But this is very easy to replicate, and it's an extremely strong position to take. So I kind of just want to point that out because no one expects this kind of peak. Nice shot.
Annoying.
Okay, now we know where the widow is. We know there's walls up. There's no need to peek. No need to even bait it. Oh, ooh, we knew she was there. We knew they had walls. Not really sure we want to do that. You know what, chat? We chalk it up to just a diamond mistake. You know what I'm saying? Very, very common for diamond widowmakers to be doing that. It's all good. Nice shot. We heard the widow shoot at us. We heard her. So we need to be a little bit careful. Because right now the enemy widow has kind of changed up their playstyle a little bit. Now they're not focusing so much on anyone else in their team. They're focusing on you. So I don't know if you can notice the change in your gameplay, but she is not shooting unless she knows where you are. So she's actively waiting for you to shoot first, figure out where your position is, and then she dry peeks you, right?
No one
So
can
now we need to
hide
change up
from
our game
my
style a little bit.
sight.
Experience tranquility.
My ultimate is almost charged.
Almost.
Meet your fate.
Sniper detected.
This is a tough angle, by the way. Oh, well, we got it anyways.
Only by example. We are outnumbered.
Nice.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Oh, okay. A little Q3K.
Lies on the sharp
Little Q3K.
smoky notes of. I needed that.
Nice.
Blood for blood.
Very, very nice. Now you're repositioning yourself a lot, and you're gaining a lot of value out of doing so. So I just want to like stroke the importance once again that consistently moving from a different location every shot you take is vital. Okay, that was the widow grapple on you.
No one can hide from
Okay.
my sight.
You are done.
Okay. No way you survive this, right? Never mind, we did survive that. Okay, we're dead. We're not dead? Nice shot. Good patience. Nice. Fuck me, dude. Ice ball, goofy looking motherfucking ass. Oh, here's the duel. Little bit of an aggressive position there. We didn't really need to take that aggression, IMO. We could have played that a little bit smarter. Okay, we going Cole Cassidy. Your head's in the clouds, but your grave's down here. Why on earth did your life ever pull you into the ults? Okay. So, let's start with the good. Your aim is very sharp, right? Your aim is good. And I can tell that it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it as an insult when I say that your aim is carrying you. Aim is obviously skill, but I think a lot of people misunderstand how vital it actually is to have proper positioning and like understanding the game, aka game knowledge, right? I cannot stress enough how important it is. I honestly think, I don't know if chat agrees with me, and honestly, if they don't, then fuck them all. Nah. But the reality is, I think that positioning plays a huge part in winning games. Like 50% probably is you straight up positioning. Maybe 30% of it is game knowledge. And I honestly think 20% is aim. You have the aim part down, and you have the patience, and you're using the enemy team's movement against them to get some really good kills, and the patience is paying off because you're getting a lot of kills because you kind of, you know, you're holding it for the right moment. You're not just fucking shooting out 20 shots hoping one sticks. You're actually kind of like, your shots are accounted for, is what I'm trying to say. The one thing I don't like is that the constant repeaking from the same angle. If I were to give you some homework, and boy, what I would do is that if you take an angle and you know they're looking at you, I don't want to see that you peek the same angle again. I want you to go elsewhere. I want you to find different avenues to get to the same angle, but from a different location, right? Dry peeking corners, hard scoping around corners, I don't want to see any of that, right? Instead, I want you to start thinking about, where can I be? What is the position I can be right now where I can get the most value and I can utilize my aim better, right? Right now, we're not really utilizing positioning to our advantage. Instead, you're taking very unfavorable duels because you're diffing the enemy team's DPS. But how is that going to work if you go up against someone who's slightly better than you or someone who has better positioning than you, right? This Widow obviously didn't have your aim, and it didn't have even close as good as positioning as you did, and arguably didn't really have that much of a good tank. But let's reverse the situation. What if your tank is the one who's weaker than the enemy team's, right? What if the Widow you're going up against is the same level as you are? Then all of a sudden, your tactics and your strategies would have foiled straight away, and you would have gone fucking dumped on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's super, super important that when you take an angle, don't dry peek a corner. If you want to peek the corner, never dry peek, never hard scope around a corner. Right? That's the number one thing I say. 2, always abuse high ground. If you can abuse high ground to your advantage, do it. It doesn't matter where you are on the map, high ground is always king. 3, if you're going to re-peek an angle, right? Use grapple hook to jump over an obstacle or reposition yourself entirely before you take a shot. Another thing you need to pay a little bit more attention to as well is that if we're taking these angles, and I like your target priority, you're always trying to kill the supports first. I like it. But it should never come out of the expense of being open to being attacked by the tank, right? Now, for us, we're lucky that the enemy Roadhog basically has fucking mashed potatoes for brains. But if that Roadhog was slightly better, there are multiple occasions that you could have got hooked and just been killed outright. So, you know, I want to point that out. I don't want to be too much. I think this is more than enough for you to work on, and I would love to see how you integrate this into your gameplay a couple weeks from now on, where you can maybe, supply me with another VoD. But I honestly think that there is a thing called diminishing returns, and I don't want to haggle on you too much, but I think that this is a good starting point. Chat, did you feel like that was helpful? Does that make sense? I feel like the movement is really what's lacking here. IMO. The aim is there. The the understanding of target priority is also there, but positioning could use a lot of work.